What up, world? You on the mic with Mike, Mr. Mike, and this is Keep That Chair Spinning. Let's get it. All right, good people, welcome back. As I said, this is Keep That Chair Spinning. I'm your man, Mr. Mike, and what you have here is simply a podcast that is geared to some of the up-and-coming barbers, maybe some barbers that's getting ready to get out of barber school, feel as if they haven't been getting any help from their instructors. Sometimes when you have a larger group at the barber schools, or if it's a little slower around there, you feel like you don't get that information that you need to propel you into the industry, and you don't really know how to get your career going. Maybe this is for a barber that's been in the industry for a couple years and end up finding themselves a little stagnant. Maybe you feel as if the shop just isn't helping you grow. One of the main things is you need to always remember that no matter what shop you're at, it always comes down to you and what type of effort you're putting forth and getting the name out there for yourself. What type of buzz do you want for yourself? At the end of the day, you definitely want to be known more than a barber. So you want to be able to leave the barbershop at the barbershop. But there's definitely some pointers that can help you get over that little hump for any of the barbers that's kind of been in the industry for a second and just feel as if they're a little stagnant and don't know how to get going. Today, we want to tackle recurring appointments. All right, we want to talk about how to get somebody, one of your customers, to go ahead and get on a schedule, whether it's every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every week, every 4 weeks, whatever the case is. Today, we want to talk about how to set up and get your customers, your clients, to book recurring appointments. With this takes out a lot of the guesswork. All right. First, please, if you haven't done so, you get a chance, please go like and subscribe. Do your boy a solid. Let me know if we're going in the right direction. Let me know if any of this information is helpful. Tell me if I need to shut it down. I ain't gonna do that, but we're gonna keep this grooving. As I said, we want to talk about recurring appointments. All right. When you get to dealing with a couple of customers and you feel as if, especially if they're walking in, if you feel like they keep walking in maybe around that same time, whether it's Wednesday around lunch, Thursday around 4 o'clock, maybe, the little youngsters after they get out of school, and maybe 1 or 2 times that they do walk in and, maybe somebody beat them to the punch and now you have them sitting around, why don't you ask them, be upfront with them. Hey man, I kind of noticed that you do come around this time. Does this time work for you normally? Every 2 weeks, I can lock you in, especially if you got the booking system. You can gather their information, which you should have already anyways. Anytime that customer gets out your chair, remember, you need to give them your information, a business card. You need to set up your business cards. No matter what the shop is providing for you, especially if you're on commission. I know a lot of commission shops that do that. They'll give you every single resource possible to make sure that you excel. But regardless if you're at a commission shop or if you're working for yourself, you need to have some of your own business cards with your information on that. That way they can contact you. That way they don't have to go around and figure out, is Danny coming to work today? I called the shop didn't know anything about him. Now they can get in touch right with Danny and figure out, hey, it's 9:45. I'm already here at the shop. I know I didn't have anything set up, but I was in the area. Trust me, you're going to get that I was in the area a whole bunch of times. But I was in the area, Danny. I was just trying to see what time were you coming in. Again, now they can contact you directly. But anytime a customer gets out your chair, at least for the first 6 months, you need to make sure that you have their information and they have your information. That way, the flip side of it, let's say you had to go pick up the kids or mama called and she done fell down the stairs or whatever the case may be, but you had to leave. Now you can contact some of your customers that you know was on the books and tell them, hey, I had an emergency come up. I do apologize in advance, but either I'm gonna be 15 minutes late or I need to reschedule. I don't have the time to talk. I'll get back to you when I can. But that communication is open on both sides because you have each other's information that you can text or call back and forth. So when they get out that chair, you need to give them your business card. You need to exchange phone numbers or whatever the case may be. But the recurring appointment, again, if they end up coming in They kind of walk in around the same time, or just call and say, hey, I'll be there in 20, whatever the case may be, but somebody has beat them to the punch. Let's start working on getting them on a recurring appointment. Hey, Tony, man, I noticed that you normally come at Tuesday around noon. It's about every 2 weeks. What you think, man? You want me to lock you in? Like, I can get you in the little booking link. You'll get a text reminder every week or every 2 weeks, whatever the time of your appointment. We can kind of take out the guesswork. That was one of the main things that I kind of started to get frustrated with as well, when I had a lot of customers early on that they would just kind of pop up, and I would say, you know what, look, man, here's my information. This takes away all the guesswork and trying to figure out if I'm busy or figure out if I'm at the shop. You can shoot me a text. Hey, what do you have around this time? Will you be available around this time? If you're off 5 or 10 minutes, so what? But you don't want to have somebody sitting there 30, 45 minutes looking at you. I can't stand that. But, Tony, you want to get on the booking link, man, I can plug you into the system right now. Again, it'll send you a reminder every day of your appointment. And this just takes out the guesswork. This can work better for us. That way, the person who just did start coming at 12, maybe now I can get them to come at 11:15 or 12:45. So it helps you build a solid system too, taking out the guesswork, because now you know what you have. There's nothing like consistency. So you want to build that up, and ensuring that you always have somebody at 12 o'clock. Now, you know that Tony's going to be here at 12 o'clock, and you want to keep it clear with him too. Hey, Tony, if for whatever reason, on Tuesday at 12 that you're not going to make it this week, let me know on Saturday. That way I can go ahead and cancel this. I can take this off the books and somebody can book. So you want to keep that clear communication. Communication is key. You know what I mean? You never want to leave anybody guessing. You never want to leave, shop owners or whoever in the blind, your customers. Communication. All you got to do is simply pull them to the side and tell them, hey, this is what I got going on. Like I say, I'm not going to be here for this time, or whatever the case may be. But communication is key. So, you can let them know, or you can ask them to let you know if you're not going to be in for this set appointment that we have set up. Let me know, so I can get somebody else in, and I can keep the chair spinning, because I got a couple people that have been trying to fight for that 12 o'clock spot on Tuesdays. But since I booked you, we're going to keep that thing going. So, you want to reach out or let them know to reach out to you if for whatever reason that they can't make it at that normal time. Same for the pen and pad, man. Old school, man. Again, that's how I started out. I loved it. Go get you a good planner. Get you a planner that has the time slots for every 15-minute increments, especially if, when you're trying to figure it out and you're learning how fast you cut, how long a ball fade will take you, how long a taper will take you. If it's 30 to 45 minutes, you'll have that planner that has the 15-minute increments, so you can write in there. Same thing. Oh, Tony, I noticed that you wanted to come at Thursdays. You normally pop in around Thursdays at 4 o'clock. I'm going to write you down 2 weeks, Thursday at 4 o'clock. Does that sound good? Bet. Now what I'm going to do is every 2 weeks, let's write out at least 3 months in advance. Write it out. That way it's already done. Once you cancel another 4 weeks or another 4 weeks or 2 weeks of appointments, go ahead and write out. And again, get that communication. Hey, is this Thursday at 4 still working for you? I'm going to go ahead and schedule out the next couple ones. Yes, no. Does it fall on a holiday week? Do we need to schedule it for a different time? That's your birthday, isn't it? You want to move that around, or you're going to be out of town, whatever the case may be. And that's just where that rapport comes from too. Learn your customers, man. When they sit in your chair, again, they're coming to you for a reason. It's not the haircut. You may cut some good hair, but so does the barber around the corner too. Man, there's 1,000 barbers in that area that you work in. I guarantee it. But when they start to come to you, they're coming to you for a reason. So make sure that you liven them up. Make sure that you invest some time in them, because that's just what it is. Your customers, you're investing time in them, and they're investing their money in you. So build that rapport up. You'll know, when their birthday is or what they like to do for the holiday time. And man, it makes it a lot more easier for you to know how they book, why they book, and when they book. So yeah, if you're going to do the old school pen and pad, man, just Same thing, go out a couple weeks, write it out. Yes, Tony, still Thursday at 4, that works for you. Cool, let's keep doing that. But what the recurring appointments will do, as I said, like it helps you build a foundation. It helps take out the guesswork. So now you got a Tuesday at noon and you got a Thursday at 4. Well, for sure, you got those for sure spots. Now, anybody else, same thing with a beard trim. You know, hey, I'm normally only coming in to get the goatee. You know, I know it's kind of a slip in time, but you know, what can you get me? What can I do this to make this a for sure thing every week? 11:15. I know it's not gonna take me long to knock that out. Look, I'm gonna write you down or I'm gonna plug you in. You're still gonna get this text, because as you start to get a little busy, you know, and you're dealing with the phone calls and the texts and the online booking, your memory will slip a little bit. So make sure that you still plug them in, because it's going to benefit you, I guarantee it. But build yourself up, work on the recurring appointment. One thing that you can kind of keep in mind is when it comes to the coarse hair, and mainly when it's just a fade, any type of ball fade or light fade, those are normally the haircuts that love to stay fresh. So you can almost guarantee that those are coming every 2 weeks. Depend on, you know, if it's a straight hair client, how short they keep their little comb over or their slick back. How short they keep it kind of depends on if it's going to be every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. But normally when you get your coarse hair customer and it's a ball fade, for sure they're trying to come back every 2 weeks, you know, because the grow back starts to grow too fast. And again, events are coming up. 9 times out of 10, those are the types that are coming Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So you want to allot for the time for the faded customers and keep them in mind when you try to start building up your rapport or your scheduling with them. But when it comes to the longer hair customers, the straight hair customers, you're going to end up seeing that they come every 4 weeks. So the same thing. Hey, Timmy, every 4 weeks, you want to say about the second Tuesday of the month, you want me to put you down for 3 o'clock? Does that work for you? Can I look for you in another 4 weeks, Tuesday at 3? Yeah, bet. Write that down or plug it into the system. And, you know, again, with your booking links, it has all that to where you can set it up. You'll see the little symbol for a recurring appointment, and you can log them in, man. And you know, before they walk out, make sure that they get the text. That way you have the right information. You know, they weren't in La La Land and was one number off and threw you off. But y'all are both on the same note before they walk out, and you can just plug them in and again get going like that. But the main thing that's going to definitely help you start to build your clientele is to get them in a system, to get them in a groove with you. Take out the guesswork, all right? Consistency is key, communication is key. Stay open, make sure you keep all lines of communication open. You want to make sure that your customers can get in touch with you and you can get in touch with them for XYZ reasons. Emergencies pop up, they do happen. Whatever you need to move around different shops, whatever the case may be, but you have a form of communication with your customers, and you know, you're able to let them know that, hey, sorry, I'm running 15 minutes late, and then hopefully they can, you know, pay you that same bit of respect and, you know, tell you, hey, I'm running 15 minutes late. But build up the scheduling part of it. Work towards getting them on a recurring appointment. Get them on a consistent schedule to take out the guesswork, less anxiety, less stress. You know, you can focus on that time slot. You already know every Tuesday they're coming at this time. Simple and plain. I promise it works. Work on doing that. If you haven't done it, please like, subscribe. Go check us out on Apple as well as Spotify. We're on Google Play as well. YouTube for sure. I appreciate it as always. Keep that chair spinning. Mr. Mike, holla.